So I think it's important because, especially women, we tend to really worry about our breath. We can identify a problem, whether that's by mammogram or physical exam, or our partner finds something. Some lucky people can tell when their blood pressure is elevated. They get a headache.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Kidney Coach YouTube channel. I am naturopath Fiona Chin, co-founder of a Kidney Coach, Kidney Disease Solution, and our formulas Genesis. And I'm joined again today by the beautiful, amazing Dr. Ellie Campbell and her dog there in the background.
Yeah.
And Ellie is a family physician, a functional medicine doctor. And what I love about Ellie is, and if you go back and watch some of our other podcasts, you'll see her story about how she really got into functional medicine through treating one of her favorite patients, and her story of what happened with her journey, which is really amazing. But the other thing I want to say about the amazing Ellie Campbell is that she has just written a book called The Blood Pressure Blueprint, and it is all things blood pressure and how to treat it. But what is really amazing about this book, there it is, thank you, hold it up, be proud woman. It's an amazing book because think everything you know about blood pressure and just think salt and diet, not exercising, and then think, throw it out the window, you don't know anything. Dr. Campbell knows everything about blood pressure, because there are so many things that contribute to elevated blood pressure and cardiovascular disease, leading to things like chronic kidney disease and all of those sort of things that most of us aren't taught about. Know that hypertension is the second leading cause of chronic kidney disease, being end stage of that, and that heart disease and heart failure and heart attacks are, I don't know, where do they sit on the cause of death in the US and in the
Yeah,
world?
US #1, cardiovascular disease, the #1 killer in our country.
Right.
February is American Heart Month, so we do like to focus our attention on hearts during February. It also happens to be Valentine's Day.
It
Um,
does.
and so I think it's important because, especially women, we tend to really worry about our breast health. And the media attention to breast health is wonderful, but only 1 in 31 women die of breast cancer, and 1 in 3 women die of cardiovascular disease. So
Yikes.
it's a 10 times bigger problem, and people don't pay attention to it. Partly, I think, because breasts, um, we can identify a problem, whether that's by mammogram or physical exam, or our partner finds something, but hypertension is usually silent. Some lucky people can tell when their blood pressure is elevated. They get a headache, or their ankles swell, or they feel a rush in their, or a thumping in their ears. Those are the lucky people, because if
Mm.
they can identify that their blood pressure is elevated, they'll be motivated to make a change. But that's not most people. Most people, it's a silent stealer of vitality and organ function. And if we identify it by properly checking our blood pressure at home and at the doctor's office and getting trends over time, then we can start to identify who really has blood pressure problems and who doesn't. Because there's some sneaky things.
So walk me through that. Walk me through the things that people might not be looking at when it comes to drivers of cardiovascular disease and elevated blood pressure.
Yeah. I think the first one is probably, well, we know it's lifestyle, right? We know that the lifestyle that people lead will drive their blood pressure crazy. We know that stress and cortisol and adrenaline will raise our blood pressure. But people don't realize, I don't think, that not getting a good night's sleep will raise your stress, your cortisol, and your adrenaline levels. And we, in many ways, don't respect our bedtimes like we used to. We don't go to bed when the sun sets and rise and get up in the morning when the sun rises. So we've lost our circadian rhythm that allowed some of this hormonal regulation to happen. We use artificial lights, and we stay up too late, and we get up too early, and we don't get enough hours of sleep. And then so many people suffer from sleep disturbances related to airway issues. Upper airway resistance syndrome and sleep apnea are far underdiagnosed. Not everybody who snores has sleep apnea, and not everybody who doesn't snore is free of sleep apnea. So we have to have a very low threshold. And I believe that anybody with hypertension, kidney disease, heart attack history, stroke history, or snoring history deserves a sleep study. The good news is we can do these things at home now. We used to have to send people to a sleep lab, and they had to go to a hotel-like room with an observer watching them sleep, and it's hard to get a good night's sleep in that environment. But now we can do a home test. You download the app to your phone. They set you with a little pulse oximeter on your finger, a watch on your wrist, and a little sticky on your chest. And you get to go to sleep in your own room, in your own bed, on your own schedule.
I highly recommend it to anyone with kidney disease, especially if you know hypertension is a driver or anyone in your family has hypertension. Again, I'll put all Dr. Campbell's details below and a link to the book. If you want to know more about what we do, head to www.kidneycoach.com. We're also on Instagram and Facebook and all those good places. Remember to hit subscribe and like. That way you get notified when I get Dr. Campbell back on to talk all things micronutrients when it comes to elevated blood pressure. Dr. Campbell, thank you again for your time. I know you've been busy and just got back from the Amazon and just celebrated a birthday not long ago. Happy birthday.
Yes, I did. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. And again, thank you for being part of our community. And we look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye.
See you soon. Bye now.